Hello guys and welcome to a new series which you guys wanted. You guys asked for this, so I'm going to be doing it, and this is called Will It Work? That is a big question with this series. I'm going to be piloting the jankiest, memeiest decks that you can even think of. I'm going to be trying out all sorts of things during this series, all sorts of decks, and seeing if they'll work. And that is the big question. And I was a bit conflicted what to start this series off with, but I decided to go back to an old favourite from when Faeria was in early access. Now, when I started playing the game, this was the first deck that I played that really got me into Faeria. It ended up being nerfed, which was a little unfortunate, but I still enjoyed the archetype and the concept. So this is Green Yellow Avengers, and if you dig back right through the Play Faeria channel, you'll see some of the earlier videos of me playing a deck like this. But the idea is you basically use the Altar of Souls to generate creatures. You deal damage to yourself while empowering your Wild Avengers. Now, back in early access, this is a long time ago, Wild Avenger used to get +1/+1 every time you took damage, and then it got changed to just getting +1 life. So, yeah, this deck isn't as powerful as it once was. I've added some things to give it a bit of a boost in power. We have Manta Rider. Fantastic card, you know, it's going to be a great card in yellow, help me stabilize on board. We also have Mistral Guide. I was thinking it might be funny to make these Wild Avengers fly in, or even make my my Slaughtering Shadows from the Altar of Souls fly in. So that's a little thing I'm tried in this deck as well. We also have Radiance as well as healing. This deck needs a lot of healing because we want to take a lot of damage to increase the power, the life of our Wild Avengers, and also be able to fuel our Altar of Souls. So let's take this into casual. Let's see how it performs, and hopefully it'll do okay. I'm not confident, but will it work? Let's find out. All right, guys, into our first match. I don't even know. Like, I think I might keep this. I don't have a lot of creatures in this deck that are cheap. Like Wild Avenger being a turn 2 play. I guess I could keep this. Just throw away the Soul Pack for now. I'll try and find the Altar of Souls. That's what I really want to find. Get this going early. And we do have a Wild Avenger as well to go with it. So not bad, actually. We can start flying these, dashing and flying our Slaughtering Shadows around the map quite early. Playing against red. That's not good. Divine Guardian. Is this some kind of burn deck? It's actually not too bad. Burn is something I can fight against. Simply because if I get Wild Avengers down against Burn and they rely on Hellfire, Wild Avengers will soak up a lot of that for me, and I'll be able to heal as well. Have tons of heal in this deck. So yeah, not bad. So we can actually just start getting things going now. Let's get the Altar of Souls down. Boom. Play him here, dash him across, and now he is a fly-in Slaughtering Shadow. Look at that. Flying 6/1s. This is the job of my Mistral Guides, because I'm going to sit here next to the Altar of Souls and just launch Slaughtering Shadows at the board. So this is probably Gem Shell. Okay. You can take a forest. A more aggressive position now. And off we go. So Ground Shaker is pretty good here. Ground Shaker's just going to murder this deck anyway. The Avengers might be able to hold it off, but it's going to be pretty tough dealing with Area of Effect removal. Red is going to be a hard matchup, but we'll see how it goes. Like I said, I'm not entirely sure what exactly is good here. Now I can continue to pump these Altar of Souls, continue to increase the life of my Wild Avenger. I'm just wondering if it's worth even investing in the Wild Avenger just yet. Maybe I should wait for the AoE removal. So let's say my opponent double Firestorms now. Wild Avenger would actually live through that. That's pretty important. But I might need this to soak up Hellfires if that's the win condition. It's difficult to say. I think Manta Rider's not the play. Just like, because the double Firestorm just plays so well into it. No, I'm just going to take a draw this turn. And I'll take another Shadow. I'll just pass. Alright, we're in a good position. We're pushing 12 damage next turn. I'll force my opponent to react this turn and then rebuild on the follow-up. Because double Firestorm's 12 Faeria anyway, and I'm sitting on 9. I have a Soul Pact in hand. So I've a good way to get back into the match. Healthy hand, healthy amount of Faeria. So let's just see this double AoE come down, and then we can rebuild from there. An Archon. Interesting. Okay, so no double Firestorm. Which is something I was expecting, if I'm honest. This is now a 5-8. I can make it... I could actually do this, and that will go up to a 10. I could dash it over here to start fighting the Divine Guardian. And then we can dash another Slaughtering Shadow in this position just to fight the Archon. Yeah, that seems pretty good to me. I quite like that. So yeah, Soul Pact. Another Shadow. Off he goes. Gonna hit the Archon. Wild Avenger, off you go. Not flying, unfortunately, but in a good position just to challenge the Guardian. Yeah, and I think we're looking pretty good here. I guess I could guidance this to play around Ground Shaker. That is an option. And my opponent can still double Firestorm on the follow-up, so going for the Manta Rider seems a little risky. You know what, let's just pass here, let's see what happens. The Wild Avenger's in a pretty good position. I can kill the Divine Guardian, and then just have a 5-10. If I take any additional damage, I'll be in a pretty good position. Unless it gets Strogified. Windfall. Firestorm. Windfall. 6-6. Garadan. Pretty good. Nice little board clear there. Fortunately, we do have some way to get back in the match. We can just make another Slaughtering Shadow. Make a Desert here, make a Manta Rider, maybe to go off to the right-hand side. Yeah, let's do it. So Manta Rider in the middle, Slaughtering Shadow on the left-hand side here to challenge this Archon. I have a lot of healing, so I have a way to stay in the match, which is pretty good. I'd like to find another Wind Soldier, ideally. But we can't have it all. Oh no. Tons of healing in hand. I'm feeling pretty good. And unless I get triple flame bursted right now, which would be a bit daft, but very unlikely. What is the plan, Reno? What is your answer to this Slaughtering Shadow? The thing is, if I can stay alive, if I can get into the late game, I might be alright. I'm a little concerned, of course, about the value of Gemshell Tortoise, but... Speaking of the devil. But the one thing I do have is the Slaughtering Shadows. I can just keep playing them, and hopefully, eventually, my opponent just runs out of removal. Alright, bargain, +1 into... Bargain into... Gemshell Tortoise? Into the king, oof. That's a tough one. That is a tough one. I would very much like to see... I'd very much like to see... Last Nightmare? But I don't even... I'm looking at my hand now. I was just thinking then I could just guidance this and one-shot it. That seems okay. Move across here to block the Garadan. Garadan comes down, finishes that off. I soul drain this to finish this off. Then I just have the Gemshell Tortoise to worry about. So yeah, that seems alright to me, actually. Just get like one hit. Hopefully it's something bad. Hopefully it's not something good that gets picked up there. Archon. I I think we just make a shadow here. And then just make a shadow here, maybe? I wonder if Divine Guardian is worth adding to this deck. Just a way to protect our life. The biggest question now is, what did King Magnus dig out for my opponent? It's going to be a Bold Bag, and that's pretty good. I'd rather that than a massive area of effect ability like Crown Shaker. No, all my shadows. Why would you do this to me, Crown Shaker? I've got another 2 more of these to deal with. I do have a lot of healing, like I said. I think I'm okay. Ish. I'm okay-ish. Alright, let's draw. Double Soul Drain. Okay. I can Soul Drain this, and that allows me to collect. Then if this finishes it off, I can Soul Drain this guy as well. So we can do that. Just get another Slaughter and Shadow down. This moves onto this position. This clears and moves down here. Oof. It's not looking good, is it? Stick him on the well. Okay, not looking good. I don't think this is a good matchup somehow. 3 Ground Shakers, 3 Firestorm, there's Garadan, maybe even Hellfire, you never know. I should have... Oh, I didn't even hit the Divine Guardian. I'm such an idiot. Should have hit the Divine Guardian there. That's actually not bad for me as long as he doesn't make land. No land made. Okay. I don't even know, guys. I don't even know. Do I last Nightmare the 6/6 +1 and then try and rebuild next turn? Doesn't seem very good. I could take a draw, but what would I draw? Wind Soldier, I guess. Wind Soldier. Double Wind Soldier. If I had a land here, I could double Wind Soldier here, and then Slaughter and Shadow. I think it's just Nightmare. Oof. We're getting dangerously low here. I need a Wild Avenger just to sit in front of my orb. Our Wild Avenger should be pretty big now. It's just... One got frogified, unfortunately. It's pretty sad. Another Divine Guardian. Another Bold Bargainer. Windfall. Gemshell Tortoise? Oof. Oof. Hurts my soul, guys. That turn was ridiculous. Radiance! That's very good. Okay. I'm happy with this. Very good draw. Don't press this button, or you'll die, Nick. So, yeah, we can't press this button. I mean, I could Soul Drain this. Then I could alter. I guess it doesn't really make a difference. I could draw. I can Radiance for 2. I want to take a forest here. And the reason is I want to be able to Wild Avenger defensively if I need it. Let's stick this guy on the well. Stick this guy down here. Get another Slaughter and Shadow for next turn. The main problem we have right now, not collecting a lot of Faeria. And I need to change that as soon as possible. We're collecting off one well. We need to try and get over to the right hand side, if possible. So maybe next turn I go +1 Manta Rider, just to get a Manta Rider flying off onto the right-hand side. Is that Frogify? I hope not. I really hope not. I don't want my Radiants to be Frogified. This is my only way out right now. Firestorm. I didn't see how much that Firestorm cost. Oh, the heat is on. The heat is on, guys. It's not looking good. Oof. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. I just hope Grime Shaker doesn't exist right now. If Grime Shaker comes down, I'll probably just lose. Takes a draw. Don't be Grime Shaker. Give me a chance. I'm playing Jank. Okay. No, I could win through Mill. That is definitely an option. Mill is a consideration. It's another Bold Bargainer. Into another Bold Bargainer. This is good. This is going good for me all of a sudden. Just Bold Bargainers. We've seen Magnus. We've seen a Ground Shaker. We're in a pretty decent position, actually. So now we can Soul Drain this guy. I'm actually gonna... double land here. So I'm trying to create defensive lands, and we're going for the mill plan. This is what it's come to. It's gonna be mill. We can get these Slaughtering Shadows to start harvesting Faeria for us. There's still 2 altars in deck. This altar has been around since turn 3. It's still going. Pretty impressive. Ground Shaker. Ogre Battler, okay. Yeah, I can deal with Ogre Battler. It's not too bad. I'm gonna go up to 5 Faeria. I can then kill the Ogre Battler with a Wind Soldier and the Slaughtering Shadow. And then I can even alter and get another Slaughtering Shadow down. So this works out fantastic for me. I mean, I guess I could Soul Pact, heal, and then I could... I don't think my opponent can deal 3 damage, from what I can see. There's no Flame Burst in this list. I would have seen a Flame Burst by now. So yeah, let's just get another Slaughtering Shadow down and wait till next turn. I'm still in this game. What is going on? Every time my opponent played like an Era of Effect, I was like, this game's over in my head, and then all of a sudden I'm still in this somehow. What is going on? The army of Bold Bargainers. Uh-oh. Okay, more bargain. Another Ogre Battler. I do have another answer to this, fortunately. Do you hear that sound, guys? Oh my goodness, look at this. A 519. 519. I could clear this? Like, maybe? How do I get enough Faeria to do this? I can Soul Pact. I can Soul Pact up to 7. But not be on 1. And die to Ground Shaker. I guess I could +1, Soul Pact, Guidance myself back up, and then play an Avenger. I guess the big question is, like, what do I do about this? Do I wait a turn? Do I just clear this with the Wind Soldier, and then make another Slaughtering Shadow and heal? It's a little awkward, actually. This has worked out kind of awkward for me. I can't even do that. So maybe I can... Maybe I do this instead. So I +1. And I can Wild Avenger here. And I can just clear this guy out. And I pass. Yeah, I pass because if I use the altar, I'll die to Ground Shaker. At 3 life, I'm pretty safe as far as I can tell. Another Gemshell Tortoise. Okay, gonna draw more cards here. Luckily, the Wild Avenger is protecting my Slaughter and Shadow. Now, the worst thing that could happen from this Gemshell is 2 Ground Shakers. 2 Ground Shakers for 3 Faeria each would be very sad. Very, very sad. It doesn't... I don't know. I think you just +1 collect, slam a Ground Shaker now. I'd be in a pretty happy mood because Slaughter and Shadow currently just kills this Gemshell Tortoise. Mill is definitely a win condition right now. Who would have thought? And this wild Avenger is going to continue gaining life as I take more damage. So I do have 2 dead draws in my deck right now, which are the 2 Altar of Souls. It's kind of sad, but it's okay. Like, I'm pretty content with how things are going at the moment. Let's get our life back up. And +1. Soul Pact Manta Rider on this side. And I guess we just kill this. Killing that's pretty good because it does allow us to stop a collection on this bottom left-hand well because these 2 guys are taunted. Manta Rider now gets a double collect, which is pretty good. I'm just deciding, do I alter now? Do I go for another Altar of Soul just to get that Slaughter and Shadow in hand? Ready for next turn? I probably just want to play another Manta Rider, if I can. So let's just wait. Let's not bother. Let's keep our life intact for a little bit. So we're currently in a position to try collect. Oh, he picked up double Firestorm? That's kind of brutal. Altar of Souls will now meet its end. Feels bad, guys. My poor Altar of Souls. I might have to take a turn just kind of killing that. Yeah, just killing this guy. Ah, yeah, that's something I don't want to do. I can Wind Soldier. I'll collect 1 +1 Soul Drain clear. I could use Empress Command instead. There's another Ground Shaker. Maybe even 2 Ground Shakers left. Yeah, I guess I go for the... Let's clear this out. Worst position Ground Shaker can come in right now is like here. It's not too bad actually. They can't come down on this tile, which is 1-2 from my orb. It's always going to have at least 3 steps to get to me. Ogre Battler. Oh, so there'll be Ogre Battler, maybe a Ground Shaker as well. And then I can just... Where do I want my altar? An altar over here. I don't want it to be in the way of the Manta Rider if he needs to come back. So maybe I just play it here. Put us in a defensive position and can collect off this well on the left-hand side. Then the Ogre Battler will come in. It's just the ground shaker now is the big problem. I need these shadows to live, ideally. +1. Yeah, the Ground Shaker. Okay. This is where things are going to get difficult. Mistral Guide. I've only seen one of you so far. It's a bit late. You're very late to the party, Mistral Guide. Let's take a draw. I have a lot of healing. I do have a lot of healing. I think I wait a turn. I could even alter again. Yeah, let's do it. So we're gonna wait a turn and hopefully pick up Wild Avenger, and that should hold me. That should hold them off for a little while. I can just like Forest here and Wild Avenger across. That's the plan. +1. Come on, Wild Avenger. That is a beautiful sound. Ooh. What are you gonna do about that? $523. Imagine if I had enchant. It's funny, like, there must be a way that we can merge enchant into kind of a... No, the Frogify is never Frogify. No. After all that, after that long, hard struggle, the one Frogify. I should have counted the Frogifies. Well, even then, like, how do I win from that position? Because Frogify is going to come down anyway, right? So the last few cards should have been like maybe like Frogify, one Ground Shaker, one Divine Guardian. I was just so excited about that Wild Avenger. I didn't even think about the Frogify. But there we have it. That deck actually did okay. It wasn't too bad. Considering how much AoE removal Blue-Red has, and how vulnerable all my creatures are to that, I did pretty good. I'm actually quite impressed. But that is the first match of our green-yellow Avengers. Let's get on to our next one. Alright guys, another match. That was a long one. That was a pretty long game actually. But it was good. It was very close, that's for sure. An Altar Assault early once again. Going to be against Dragon Slide. I haven't spoken to Dragon Slide in a very long time. Let's say hello. And there we have it, Dragon Slide. I used to watch my streams long ago, and we're going to go up against Rush. I don't have a hand for fighting Rush. I mean, it's not too bad. I guess I have, like, Rider and Altar, but not very optimistic about this at the moment. Double neutral. If it's a pass, I might be okay. So the plan is I'm going to take a desert here, play the Manta Rider, and then I'm going to play Explore and Altar behind. I think we're quite lucky actually. Dragonslide hasn't had a very fast turn. And we're set up pretty nice. We have a double collector if we want it. We have a very durable defender. Now we have the Altar of Souls going very, very early. I've been quite lucky to pick up Altar in my opening hand twice in a row now. Because this is one of the key parts of the deck, as you saw from the last game. You know, being able to just keep the board intact with the Slaughter and Shadows. I think what this deck needs is just a win condition outside of Wild Avenger and Radiance. So if the next set printed a card which gained a benefit for taking lots of damage, much like Soul Eater gains like power-ups when the creatures die, Apex Predator copies, you know, creatures attack and life. It needs a card like that, like a green-yellow card that gains something every time you take damage. And I think that would be what this deck needs to get that push a little bit further, just like a good solid win condition. Because right now I just feel like Radiance is my win condition, and Slaughter and Shadows if I can keep them on board. So it's difficult, it is tough. This build is definitely not optimized for this deck. experimenting. Like, I've already done a bit of experimenting. I did play the Doomgate in here originally. I had Doomgate and Annoying Gnat. But I found like I was trying to do too many things at once. And I decided to go more in on the Slaughtering Shadows as a win condition rather than the Doomgate, because Slaughtering Shadows happen every turn. Doomgate's a little slow. A little bit on the slow side. And if Doomgate dies, like, what do you do? Like, that's the end of your win condition. So yeah, I decided in the end, let's just stick to one. Now I do have Nightmare, which is pretty good. I'm just wondering, do I think I need to stop some of this damage, because I need to use my life as a resource and get these Slaughtering Shadows down. And the one great thing about Slaughtering Shadows in this matchup, it kills Shaitan Demons. Nice and clean clear a Shaitan Demon. Could even kill Zealous Crusaders when they get to 6/6. So I can actually trade with Zealous Crusaders until they become 7/7s. So I feel there's like a lot of like these at the current power level is pretty good in this matchup. They can get removed quite easily, but does Yellow really want to invest all its removal into Slaughtering Shadows, which I'm generating every turn anyway? There's a lot of things to consider for the Yellow player. Shaitan Demon, like I said, nice easy clear for me. I can appreciate that. I have this card just gets better and better. This card just becomes incredible. And I draw another Nightmare on top of that. So definitely a Wild Avenger turn. I'll probably Soul Pact as well, just to gain some extra life. So we can Wild Avenger here. Go for the Soul Pact. Go for the Slaughtering Shadow, and then get a Slaughtering Shadow down as well. So a nice 5/11. And, you know, as long as there's not a last Nightmare, I should be in a pretty good position, because this Wild Avenger has a lot of coverage. Because it's covering a lot of tiles with its taunt. And then I have the 6/1 that can kill Kaleem's follower, and then maybe kill something else as well. Now this does open my... So my Altar of Souls in this position is quite open to a Wind Soldier. But if my opponent wants to invest a Wind Soldier to kill my Altar at this point, I don't mind so much. Because I can then just start collecting Faeria normally. I give my life a break. I do have this Guidance, which is quite nice. I can use the Guidance to keep me alive, but... You know, I have a very clunky hand right now. 2 Nightmares. Not really what I want to see. I want to see maybe another Wild Avenger. Maybe another Soul Pact plus something. Mistral Guide would be fantastic. Very happy to see Mistral Guide. Interesting. Goes to the hit on the Wild Avenger. So I'm assuming there's double Wind Soldier. Maybe? It's hard to say. Clock is ticking. Oh, a Deathwalker. Alright, so now I can definitely go for a Nightmare. This is a fantastic Nightmare target for me. I'm hoping my Slaughtering Shadow lives. I'm hoping it doesn't get soul drained. And I'm just thinking now, it actually wouldn't be a bad idea to just get a Slaughtering Shadow in double collection. Now what I could do is I could double neutral, collect, and Nightmare. And my only issue is I do open myself up to an attack here. So I'm probably not going to use the Altar this turn. Just move here, we'll go for the Nightmare and we'll pass. And then next turn I'm going to build a desert here, get the Altar, put a Slaughtering Shadow in double collection, and then we'll be in a pretty good spot. I should have maybe considered that when I built this. So maybe in the rush matchup I go for Explore here instead of here, and then I can slot a Slaughtering Shadow in the double collection. Going for a Wind Soldier. So I'm assuming just trying to trigger a prayer. The nice position advantage of Wild Avenger in this spot is my opponent can't use the haste creatures from here and hit me and gain Faeria, so I'm kind of locking out that option, which is quite nice. And I can go for like Slaughtering Shadow heal next turn. Like, I think I'm in a good spot. I really think I'm in a good position here. Because even if a massive Zealous Crusader comes down, I have Nightmare ready for him. So perfect for me to finish off. Oh, hello, Radiance. Nice to see you. Now I could just use the Runin's Guidance here. But then again, I could +1 Nightmare and just go for the heal next turn. Move this here. And move this here, just in case I need to defend. I'm still gearing towards that double collector on the right hand side. I just need some time, that's all. Might just be a pass. Pass is really good. Because I go Desert, Altar into Guidance. Because I'll keep Empress Command, because I can use Empress Command as removal to kill like Fanatics and followers. I can even kill Demon Wranglers if I really want to. And I could also use this in combination with Slaughtering Shadow if I want to kill a Zealous Crusader. If he gets one more hit on me. Paths, very good. Very happy with that. So I can collect here. Desert. The altar. I could even just get a Radiance down. And go for a 2-turn lethal. That is an option, actually. Radiance is not a bad play here. I can just Radiance 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll heal for 5. And then I just have this 10-10. You know what? Let's do it. I'm pretty confident in this Radiance play. And I'll just leave my Wild Avenger here. So if my opponent decides to Nightmare this, a 6 Faeria gone, and a Nightmare that's not coming down on my Wild Avenger. And this just gives me a win condition now. I could even, like, if this survives one turn, I can even make a Desert, aggressive Desert, and then go for a Slaughtering Shadow right next to my opponent to continue applying that pressure. And then Slaughtering Shadow plus Wind Soldier is lethal as well, even if this dies, as long as I get that one hit off. I did miss a Faeria collection with the Wild Avenger, but I didn't want to take any more hits. I wanted my opponent to... No, my opponents have to build this Desert now just to hit me to enable prayer. That might be a Deathwalker. That's just going to be a Zealous Crusader. Okay. This is very good for me. So hit for 10, move collect, Desert, Soul Drain, clear this out, move this into the defensive position, play the Slaughtering Shadow. I can even heal for an extra 5. Why not? Let's take another Slaughtering Shadow as well. It's looking good, guys. It's looking good. And we have lethal with the Wind Soldier, even if Radiance was to get last Nightmare now. And that would take my opponent's entire turn. Unless this Soul Pack does something else in the deck. Oh, there's a first monk of the game. That's very unfortunate for Yellow Rush. See a monk so later on. Can still prayer +1 into Nightmare. Wind Soldier. Kill my Altar of Souls in spite. Yeah. Well played, dude. It's nice to play against you. It's been a long time, Dragon Slide. Well played. You got the test against my spicy deck. And Radiant's going to finish the game off. And like I said, Radiant's win condition for us so far. I'm pretty happy with how that game went. We were very lucky to get that Altar of Souls early on. That's for sure. You're going to be able to summon those Slaughtering Shadows. Picked up a Wild Avenger around the right time we needed it as well. So the match actually went very well for us. And that is 1-1 so far. So we're going to go into one final game. And will it work? That's the big question. That's the title of this series. I guess the next game will decide that. Alright guys, the final match, and I do find an Altar of Souls. I am going to keep one of them because they've been fantastic in the early game. Wild Avengers is a bit sad to pick up with it, simply because there's so many lands to get to the Altar of Souls. I'd rather find the Manta Rider, and I actually feel the Manta Rider works really well in this deck, just because I can play it alongside the Altar of Souls on turn 3. Mistral Guide was actually pretty decent in the first match. It was the first time I got to really use it with the Altar of Souls and the Slaughtering Shadows. But I'd like to get an opportunity to use this this Mistral Guide a little more, just to see if it is worth keeping in. It might be worth putting Air Elemental in, or Wood Elemental to accelerate my lands. Difficult to say at the moment. So yeah, Slaughtering Shadows. This is mono green. We're gonna have a fantastic matchup. Slaughtering Shadows are just an absolute pain in the backside for mono green, because we're not in an age where mono green's running Falcon Dive anymore. They might run Emperor's Command, but if this is red green, could have some problems going forward. I'm hoping it's mono. This is Tarim after all. Oh, it's green blue. Okay. Oh, I'm really gonna push aggressively down that side. Alright, well I'm going to slot this into double collection. Interesting. Interesting, okay. Yeah, let's get this into double collection. So I am giving up playing Forest this turn. But I think that's absolutely fine because I'm just going to do this now. I was thinking before I picked up the Mistral Guide that I needed to start developing land this side, but now Mistral Guide kind of solves that problem for me. I'm just gonna fly. I'm just gonna shoot off some Slaughtering Shadows in that general direction. I have a Nightmare in hand, so if anything too big shows up, I have a good answer to it at least. I have a Soul Drain to combo with this. I might even move here, make a desert, and then start shooting them off that way instead. I think it's worth it. I know I'm not getting these forests down yet, but I don't feel like I need them necessarily. So we can move this here, and then just dash this over this side. Okay, now Mistral Guide is impressing me. The army of the Slaughtering Shadows. They're going in. We're going to see a Frog Tosser at some point, probably on the guide. It's not too bad. I have a Soul Drain to finish off the frog. Yep, there he is. Deep with Stalker. That's fine too. I can still collect. I'm happy about. And Soul Drain this. I'll take a Forest. And then we can start building towards these Wild Avengers, since I have all 3 of them in my hand now. Yep, you can go. Oh, is it too greedy to move here and make another desert to get more Slaughtering Shadows down? I don't know. I think it's actually pretty reasonable. Let's get the forest down. I'm being a little greedy. Carry on getting these Slaughtering Shadows on the board. See, when I'm not playing against red, I feel pretty comfortable, pretty confident, because I know my Slaughtering Shadows are going to live, but as soon as you go against a red deck, one Ground Shake and they're all dead. Just like that. 5-6 down, 6 Faeria, wipe a board, potentially. Alright, now I can get a bit greedier because I'm in a position where I can just continue to get these shadows down. It's pretty good so far. We even have healing as well. Almost at quad collection. I'll take my last forest here, so I have a good place to stick a very durable Wild Avenger down. And in, man, this is just such a good. This is just working out so well for me. Bone collector, okay. Seems like bone collectors are pretty good at dying to slaughtering shadows in the early part of its life, and getting up to 6 life isn't that easy. Is it a frog tosser again? Aurora. All right, I see. Just trying to get this as powered up as possible. I respect that. That's pretty. That's a pretty good strategy. Because these two trade now, and this becomes an 8/8. It's pretty strong. But I can nightmare it. Creation. What on the Aurora? To Aurora the Aurora? Creation of what? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. You could have just creation Aurora, then Aurora to Aurora. So yeah, that's a little iffy, I must say. Well, we can nightmare this. Do I want to get a Wild Avenger down this turn? I don't know. I can kill this. I can Wind Soldier this and collect off this well after the nightmare. Put another Slaughtering Shadow in the middle. If I was to draw, what would I want to draw? I don't know. Maybe Radiance? You know what? Let's take a forest here. I have some good dash paths for the Wild Avenger then. I'm killing this because I've seen creation, so I don't want it becoming another problem. We could even get the second slaughtering Altar of Souls down and start even pumping out even more 6/1s. But I'm going to wait until I find some more healing. That's the plan. We might see Moby come down. No Moby. Okay. Making more slaughtering shadows. This is where my opponent's teched in famine. It's that famine tech. It just kill all my slaughtering shadows. Tephra. Might be going for a teleport win condition here. Definitely something to consider. Yep, well we can counter that. Do I heal? I still die to Tephra even if I heal. Maybe I shouldn't have slaughtered in Shadow just to play around lethal. I'm not sure what my opponent would have to do. It'd be like a combination of like teleport and oh, it's just gonna be a surrender. This is me trying to figure out the puzzle, and it's pretty much impossible. You would need like Grove Call Emperor's Command or something like that. This deck's actually not that bad. It's all right. It has some decent matchups if you can get set up. But I think the deck would be very different if I didn't draw the Altar of Souls in the early game. Like, how do I even fend off my opponent without Altar of Souls? So yeah, it's interesting. That is the conclusion to our Green Yellow Avengers. Let's talk about it and figure out, did it work? That concludes the first episode of Will It Work? And to be honest, I think it did. You know, I felt the deck had its strengths. If it could get going, if it could get that engine going with the Altar of Souls and, you know, get those Slaughtering Shadows down, set well Avengers to protect you, it does work out pretty well, but it does fall short to red. Red is a big problem. Ground Shakers obviously completely murder the deck. Firestorm's also really bad. But if red didn't exist, this deck would be very strong, I think. But overall, I think it was good. I did enjoy playing it. I hope you guys give it a go as well. Maybe you guys can find a way to tweak it, make it a little better. This is kind of like the second build of the deck so far. Because like I said at the start, I did have Doomgate in with Annoying Gnats, and so I had like multiple win conditions, but ultimately I felt like the Radiance Altar of Souls win condition was just better than going for the Doomgate. And it did work out, as you can see in those matches. But yeah, if you guys would like to send me a deck list to take a look at, the feature in the next episode of Will It Work, just leave a comment below with a hub link to the deck. So I'll only look at decks that are being posted on the hub. So if you guys just post your deck on the hub, or just link me to a deck you've seen on the hub and be like, this deck's crazy, or you want me to try it out, you should do that. I'll take a look at them, and for the next episode of Will It Work, I'll choose one of those decks and I'll play it, and we'll see if it works. So yeah, I'm glad you guys suggested this series. It was a lot of fun. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Be sure to check out Become a God Season 3. It has just kicked off, the first 2 episodes, where I've been piloting my Jumping Reaver and having great success with that deck, so be sure to check that out. Drop a like and subscribe if you enjoy this content. I'd like to see future content from us at the Faeria team. So yeah, I did enjoy the series, like I said. I can hope to continue creating episodes for Will It Work, and look forward to the decks you guys link me in the comments below. So until next time, guys, take care and enjoy Green Yellow Avengers.